Most people spend their entire lives chasing one thing, money. They believe that if they can earn more of it, their problems will disappear and their future will become secure. But there is something far more valuable than money, something that every person receives equally every single day: time. Unlike money, time cannot be saved for later. It cannot be borrowed, traded, or earned back once it is gone. Yet many people waste it without even realizing its true value. They believe there will always be another tomorrow. But one young man learned the hard way that tomorrow does not always wait. His name was Ravi. And one careless habit almost destroyed his future. What happened to him became a powerful lesson about the true value of time. If you enjoy meaningful life stories like this, follow Motivational Story for more inspiring lessons that can change the way you see life. Ravi lived in a modest town where life moved slowly and people knew each other well. He was known as a bright young student with great potential. His teachers often said he could achieve something meaningful if he stayed focused. But Ravi had one habit that slowly began to control his life. He always believed there would be more time later, after school. While other students reviewed their lessons, Ravi preferred spending time with friends. They would walk through the market, laugh about small things, and watch movies late into the evening. Whenever someone reminded him about studying, Ravi would simply smile and say, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow became his favorite word. Days passed easily. Weeks followed quietly. Ravi felt relaxed because the important exam was still far away. His father noticed this pattern and often tried to warn him. Every evening, he repeated the same advice with patience: "Son, time is the most valuable thing a person has." Ravi respected his father, but he didn't truly understand the meaning behind those words. He believed that being intelligent was enough. He thought he could begin studying seriously whenever he decided to. In his mind, success was something he could achieve later, whenever he finally felt ready. But time has a quiet way of moving forward, even when we ignore it, and soon, Ravi would learn that some moments in life never return once they are gone forever. Before Ravi realized it, the weeks had turned into months. The exam that once felt far away was now approaching quickly. At first, Ravi was not worried. He still believed he had enough time to prepare. But when he finally opened his books and looked at the long chapters he had ignored for so long, a strange feeling of panic began to grow inside him. The subjects felt unfamiliar. The lessons looked harder than he remembered. Every page reminded him of the many days he had wasted doing nothing important. For the first time, Ravi understood that time had quietly moved forward without waiting for him. He tried to study day and night. He stayed awake late, hoping he could catch up on everything he had missed. But deep inside, he knew the truth: preparation cannot be built in a single night. The day of the exam finally arrived. Ravi walked into the examination hall with a heavy heart. As he looked at the question paper, his mind became blank. Many questions seemed unfamiliar because he had never truly studied them. When the results were announced weeks later, Ravi's fears became reality. He had failed. The disappointment was painful. Ravi felt embarrassed in front of his friends, his teachers, and most of all, his father. For the first time in his life, he understood the real cost of wasted time. Time had given him many opportunities to prepare, but he had ignored them. Sometimes, the greatest lessons in life come from our hardest failures. If stories like this help you reflect and grow, follow Motivational Story for more inspiring lessons about life, discipline, and the true value of time. That evening, Ravi returned home quietly. The weight of failure sat heavily on his shoulders. For the first time, he truly felt the consequences of the choices he had made. He expected his father to be angry. He imagined hearing harsh words about his mistakes and wasted time. But something unexpected happened. His father simply sat beside him in silence for a moment. Then he spoke in a calm and steady voice. "Son," he said, "money lost can be earned again. Opportunities lost may return one day. But time lost never comes back." Those words echoed deeply in Ravi's mind. He suddenly remembered all the evenings he had spent laughing with friends while ignoring his books. He remembered every moment he had said, "I'll start tomorrow." Now he understood the truth. Tomorrow had arrived too many times. And each time he had wasted it. That night, Ravi could not sleep. He kept thinking about the future he wanted and the mistakes that had brought him to this painful moment. Finally, he made a decision. If time could not be brought back, then the only thing he could do was use the time that remained wisely. The next morning, Ravi woke up earlier than usual. He created a simple plan for the day. Instead of wandering outside, he opened his books and began studying with focus. At first, the change felt difficult. Old habits tried to pull him back. But Ravi reminded himself of the lesson he had just learned. Day after day, he kept working. Slowly, his discipline grew stronger. And the boy who once wasted time began transforming into someone determined to build a better future. Months passed, and Ravi's new habits slowly began to shape a different life for him. The change was not sudden or easy, but it was steady. Every morning he woke up with a clear plan for the day. Instead of waiting for motivation, he relied on discipline. He studied regularly, reviewed his lessons, and used each hour with greater purpose. There were still moments when he felt tired or discouraged. Sometimes his friends invited him to spend time the way they used to. But Ravi remembered the painful lesson he had learned. Time, once lost, could never return. That thought kept him focused. Gradually, his understanding of the subjects improved. What once seemed confusing started to make sense. His teachers noticed the difference in his effort and determination. A year later, the same important exam arrived again. This time, Ravi walked into the examination hall with a calm mind. He had prepared patiently and consistently. When he read the questions, he felt confident because he had truly learned the material. Weeks later, the results were announced. Ravi had passed with excellent marks. The joy he felt was not only about success. It was about knowing that he had changed himself. Looking back, Ravi realized that time had always been his greatest opportunity. Those who waste it lose chances they may never see again. But those who respect it and use it wisely can transform even their biggest failures into a powerful new beginning. Ravi's story reminds us of a simple but powerful truth. Time is the one resource every person receives equally. Yet it is also the easiest to waste. Once a moment passes, it can never return. But the future is still shaped by what we choose to do with the time we have today. Try using your time with purpose, even in small ways, and see how your life begins to change. If this story inspired you, follow Motivational Story for more meaningful lessons, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience could inspire someone else today.